Morning. Hello, everybody. My name is Deanna Cruz. I am the volunteer director here at Calvary Chapel. I'm so excited. We are going to go through how to prepare ministry platform for text to check-in. So if you have volunteers that you want to be able to check in remotely using their mobile phone by texting the word serve to 31352, here's what you have to do in ministry platform. Okay, so we are on the main page. I'm going to go over to groups first. So the first thing we're going to need to do is make sure that all the volunteers are listed in your group that you want to check in. So I'm going to go up here to the search engine. In order to get these boxes up here, you're going to click this little caret right next to this spyglass. And I'm going to use a wildcard and use special events, because I want to see my special events team. And here it is, Calvary Crew Special Events Team. So I'm going to click on that to open it up. And you'll see down here under the participant tab, down on the bottom half. And then I have some test people in here, as well as Curtis and myself. Okay, so we have different roles. We have both of these guys are student leaders, and then Curtis and I are team leaders. Okay, and the reason why that's important is this will determine who gets the reports, these team leader roles. Okay, so for these four folks, the first thing I have to do is make sure that everybody has a mobile phone number, okay? So, well, first of all, I need to make sure everybody is in there. If I'm missing anybody, I can do the add and add new people. And if somebody needs to be end dated, you can end date somebody to remove them from the group, okay? And those are separate videos that you can watch. Okay, so assuming that I have everybody in here who I need, what I'm going to do next is make sure everybody has a unique mobile number. So to determine that, I'm going to select this box, and you'll see it automatically selects all of them. And then all the way over here to the right, you'll see this transfer button. We're going to hit this transfer. I'm going to rename my selection. So I'm going to call this text to check in, and I'm going to put today's date on it. And then I want it to transfer to this participant, so I'm going to click on that. And then down here, I'll hit transfer. And what that's doing is it's bringing all my volunteers over to the participant record, okay? So you see them right here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull over this mobile number over here so I can see it. And now I'll see that everybody does not have a unique mobile number. Okay, so my two test people here have the same number, probably siblings, right? A lot of times siblings in the same household might have that. Maybe parents duplicate their number for their kids. So we want to make sure that there is a mobile number that's unique to the person that's trying to check in. Now, in this case, both of these fictitious kids are under 15, so they will not have a mobile number, which in that case, we will have parents that can check in for them, or we'll have alternative ways. If they're going to the campus, they'll be able to check in to where they check in for Calvary Kids. You'll still be able to text to be able to check in the normal way. But if they're off-site, then we'll have to email into the ministry and have them check them in that way. Okay? So at least for Curtis and myself, we have unique phone numbers, and we'll be able to check in. So the next thing that you would have to make sure is, after you do all the mobile numbers and make sure that they're unique, the next thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that the event and ministry platform allows check-in. So that has to be activated. So let's go in and we'll go see. So again, this would be for my special events group. I'm going to go over here to events, and I'm going to search for facilities. So facilities, see what events they have going on. Okay, so for today, they have custodial, the commons cleaning. Now I'm going to click on this event. Say if this was something my special events team would come to. Over here, I would go to groups tab, and down here, it should list my special events volunteer team. Okay. The other thing that you need for check-in is on this same events tab, is you need over here for it to also say special events volunteer team. These two will allow for the special events team to be able to log in when they come to volunteer at this custodial, the commons cleaning, or whatever your volunteer group is. there has to be an event tied to it. And these two tabs have to have your volunteer group listed on them in order to be able to do that. Now, how do you get them on here? Because you cannot, nobody else has edit opportunities. The only editing that can be done, you have to email events@calvaryftl.org in order to add them to the groups tab and to the room and groups tab. So have them add your volunteers. So same thing, if they're volunteering for, say, at actual service, there's different service times in Ministry Platform. They need to be added to those so that they can be checked in for your service for your particular campus. Okay, so let me go back to the events must allow check-in. So that's one of the pieces of the check-in. The other piece is going to be up here on this top half. I'm going to scroll down or scroll up depending on what your computer is, and there's different sections on here. So beyond the public website, there is this check-in information. Now right here, this allow check-in needs to say true. So in order to be able to text to check in or even check in at a normal computer, you will have to have this as true. Okay, so again, if this is not true for your event, make sure you email events team at events@calvaryftl.org. Let me say that again. If this allowed check-in is not saying true, make sure you email events@calvaryftl.org. They'll be able to update that for you to allow the check-in. Okay? And make sure when you're setting up your events too, the events team does have a form for how to set up the event when you're setting it up and sending it in to them. So make sure you do say that it's for check-in. You need a volunteer check-in for this. And then that is it. Once you have all three of those, so the volunteers are in their group, you have the volunteers that have their unique mobile number, and then on your event, you have an event in Ministry Platform that you can tie that to. You'll have it on both the Groups tab and the Room and Groups tab. And then you have in the event that this allowed check-in actually says true. Then you're ready to do the text to check-in. So if you have any questions, feel free to email us at volunteerhelp@calvaryftl.org. Thanks so much. Love you guys.